The spit in the sky, fall in your eye. You see, what goes up must. Black people, never be ungrateful, y'all. The spit in the sky, fall in your eye. You see, what goes up must come down. Always share the love you got with a friend, baby. Automatic freestyle remote control. Siderics, the lyrics to match your soul. Automatic freestyle remote control. Siderics, the lyrics to match your. Said it was I, Jim Screechy. Tell me brother, did it dolly. Say the gone, don't be holly. Don't know smoke up the collie. Said it was I, Jim Screechy. I'm a brother, dilly dally. Say the gone, don't be holly. We move ya. Don't worry, smoke up the collie. And we no deal with the folly. I Jim Screechy, I'm a brother, dilly dally, I would say. 10 Coltrane died in vain of love supreme. 10 Coltrane died in vain of a love supreme. God ain't sleeping, God ain't dead, God ain't standing at the family planning clinics waiting to deliver birth.
Tings, good to see you. Clemonster, Kyra, the beautiful Ivy Dreams, Space Time, Arnell, Jamal, Glenn, Twin Pyramid, Fly Paper, good to see everyone. This is kind of like a carryover for my last conversation I had about Rasta. I want to touch on some more information. I know a lot of people, especially Black Americans, really don't know much about what that's all about. So I guess it's my job to break it down as a Black man born in America. Good to see you, more power. I did go a little hard on the last one. I seen my brethren JahBunny posted a response to my live stream. I haven't watched the response yet. I'm going to try to see if I can watch it tonight. I've been running around doing a lot, getting ready to launch this website, Pay Black Americans. I got to get all that up, so I haven't had time. I'm going to check it out. So this is not really a response to his response, because I haven't seen his response, and I really don't do responses, so I wouldn't respond anyway. But it is, seeing that he wrote a response made me start thinking about the subject in my head. And then I said, well, let me discuss what I'm thinking in my head with my subscribers. So I'm pretty much getting ready to tell y'all what I was thinking about myself. A lot of my conversations are things I'm thinking about, and then I just bring you all in on the conversation that I'm having with myself, basically. So I got a lot to cover historically. I am an historical figure in the world for Black people, especially in Black America. I am one of the first, one of the early pioneers of wearing dreadlocks. Salute to my brother JahBunny. JahBunny, I've seen you did a response. I didn't get to see it yet, but once I seen the response, I started thinking about stuff, so I'm going to tell him about what I'm thinking about, but it's not a response, because I haven't seen it. I'm going to try to watch it tonight, brethren. Yeah, I'm like a pioneer with dreadlocks. Nobody really had dreadlocks back then. It was a lot of suffering that we went through like that. And when I first started growing my dreadlocks, I was just studying Egypt, what you call Kemet. I didn't know about Rasta. And I didn't know how to identify Rasta. So there was a whole bunch of Rastas But I didn't know they was Rastas. You know what I'm saying? They had those tabs on. But I didn't know it was hair under there. So I'm thinking I'm out here all by myself. I wish I would have knew they had locks. I would have hooked up. But to make a long story short, I went to my first reggae show, and all these brothers came from nowhere. And I'm like, all these people in Chicago got dreadlocks? You know, it was amazing. And it was a Jamaican brother and sister, like an older couple. They weren't Rastas. It was, I think, doing the event. And I remember coming to the event, and they looked at me like I was normal. Well, no Black Americans looked at me like I was normal. Black Americans used to look at me like I was crazy. So I felt very comfortable. I ended up going to the restroom and running into some brethren, and they knew all the history of Kemet. They knew a lot of history. So I had such a good time. I enjoyed the music. That was my first time hearing reggae music live, seeing all these brothers with these long dreadlocks. I think my locks were like short. You know, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. So then I end up going the next night because I got there. I was so frantic. Me and my girlfriend got there. We didn't know Rasta, or I got to say Jamaicans born Africans born in Jamaica. This is the proper term. I got to use the proper term because Rastas be watching. So I didn't know that Africans born in Jamaica, they don't come at the time to show. So it said 9 o'clock, so we probably got there like 8:45. But shoot, man, they didn't get in there till 11 o'clock, 11:30. So we was just there. But I had such a good time. And so because I got there so early, I still had my tickets in my pocket. So when I go home, and me and my queen, she hadn't started growing dreads yet. When I found my tickets, I was like, we should try to go tomorrow. So the next day we went, because one was on the south side and the next night was on the north side. So we took the bus and we went down on the north side. I think we took the bus, or we might have drove. I'm not sure. We went on the north side and we went in, and I pulled out the tickets and gave the lady the tickets for Friday night. It was Saturday night. She said, honey, these was for last night. I played stupid like, what? For real? Oh, man, I thought it was for the night. So she said, hold on. So she went and got the brethren, Zadi, really one of my first teachers. And Zadi came out, and he looked at the tickets, and he looked at me and my girlfriend, and he said, yeah, let him in. Now, I didn't know that they was going to let me in anyway. Like back in those days, 78, 79, 80, if you was a Rasta, the Rasta going to let you in. I used to go to shows, and some of the elder brethren would run up on me. Ramesses, you pay to come in here? I'm like, yeah. Come on. They take me to the front and say, give him his money back. And I'm like, nah, bro, let him keep the money. The band got to get paid. No, man, Rasta, no, pay. So I would have to tell him, keep the money, man. I'm listening, keep the money. But, you know, so I got in. So that's the first time I started getting comfortable. You know, because now I got some people that got hair like me, right? They own some African stuff. So I meet a brother the next night named Josh Stone, which is really my first teacher, because Zadi, I just met him, but we wasn't hanging out yet. So the first Rasta man I was around was Josh Stone. And he told me at the council, he said, what's your address? And I told him my address. Man, we used to have good memories back there, right? I can't remember no phone numbers or nothing now. He said, I'll see you at 9 in the morning. At 9 in the morning, that Rasta man was at my door. It was a long way from his house, too. He had took the bus all the way. So I went out and we went trotting through the city, right? It was like we in Jamaica. So I went down. He found out I played trumpet, so he said he wanted me to help him and his brothers, because he was the oldest brother, but all he did was play the JahBunny drums. But the singer, they had the bass player, the whole family, it was called Nyakoma, they was called. They the first one to show me a picture of Haile Selassie. So we're going to get to that probably later. But anyway, I'm like a weirdo because I got these dreadlocks. Black Americans don't know what the hell this is, right? So I took a lot of abuse, and it stopped my journey from being peaceful, right? Because I was kind of like, I wouldn't say a gangster, but I was kind of like a slick kind of dude. Before I went straight from Jerry curl. So I used to wear tailor-made suits and Stacy Adams and shit and shoot dice and sell weed and shit. So I was kind of like a educator street dude because I went to school, but I would go to school and then go shoot, go back out on the streets. But I wasn't doing like no crimes other than selling weed and shooting dice. But I wasn't like no punk or no shit like that. So my early vibe becoming a Rasta was wasn't able to be peaceful because I had to jaw jack some people because dudes trying to crack on my head, but nigga, you don't know me. Wow, you know what I'm saying? So I got in a lot of fights with people trying to play me because, hey, bro, I'm trying to be I'm trying to be conscious. I ain't conscious yet, motherfucker, right? So motherfuckers was playing with me before I got conscious. Hey, man, let me get this, So I was getting a couple fights. I get to school, my buttons tore off my shirt and shit. What happened to you? Some dude was talking about my hair. I had to put the foo-fops on him, right? So now Bob Marley died. Now here go the thing. And this is my story. When you talk about Rasta globally, Rasta was really huge in Jamaica, but not outside. In Trinidad they knew, Virgin Islands, and then you had like little pockets like Miami, New York. Some brethren in Chicago, because you go back and forth from New York to Chicago. So Chicago's like a little New York. Not as big as New York. New York had Lion of Judah where we would get our crowns made and stuff like that, that we would order these crowns and shit from New York, right? So we go up to New York, order crowns and shit. But when Bob Marley died, that's when reggae that's when Rasta really, really, really got big. Really. It wasn't that, but when Bob died, it was starting to go crazy. So Rasta was starting to grow because you got a lot of brothers from the Caribbean. Their parents was moving to America to get a better life. That's how I met Junior Brathwaite. Junior Brathwaite is one of the original Whalers, and the reason he didn't stay in the Whalers, his mama moved him up here, right? Rest in peace to Junior. They killed him in Jamaica. He was a good brethren. What the hell they killed Junior for? So Rasta really became big, right? So that's why I'm talking about this from a Black American's perspective, because it was different for me, the way I seen it. And then I went to a reggae show to see the Rastafarians, Holly Maskell and the Rastafarians. And when they came, I got a brochure from them. I remember going home just looking at the brochure. They lived in Northern California. I'm like, damn, man, I want to go to California. That's what made me want to go to California, because I wanted to go be around the Rastas. I was sick of these Babylonians, right? So I came up with a plan. I'm going to go to California. I ain't going to go to Jamaica and Trinidad and stuff, because I had brethren from Jamaica and brethren from Trinidad and brothers from the Virgin Islands, and it wasn't going to be a good thing. It was kind of, a lot of brethren is cool brethren, but to go to the island back then put me in a funny situation. You know what I mean? Because you in another man's spot and they're kind of stunned on you, right? So I seen that early, like, nah, I can't let them get me down here in the Trinidad or down here in the Virgin Islands or Jamaica, because no matter how many positive brothers you got assholes. And the positive brothers can't protect you from the assholes. So I came up with this bright idea. You know what? I got my own islands, right? Hawaii. That's America. I can go experience living on the island and still be in America. So I came up with this bright idea. Instead of going to New York and going to Europe and then going to Africa, I can't. I was young. I was way out. I'm thinking, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to California. I'm going to go to Hawaii. Then I'm going to go to China, India, and I'm going to come up in Ethiopia. I'm going to come around the other way and land in East Africa instead of going from New York to West Africa. So to make a long story short, I get to California. Now, when I get to California, Bob had passed away. Now, California is the biggest reggae in the world. Real talk. 1980, 80, 81, 80, all through the 80s. Why? Because New York is a city, Miami is a city, but California is a state. And California got the ganja, and the tools just go up and down, so they can make a lot of money. That's how I was getting rich in California. So California, when I went to California, I was like in like the perfect spot for Rasta history. Rasta's getting extremely big, right? I'm talking about huge. This is when Burning Spear and Peter Taj and Steel Pulse and Black Uhuru and all. This is when it's getting huge. It's gigantic, right? So I'm there experiencing it. Now, we didn't have the tribalism in California. We had Nyabingi and we had 12 Tribe, but it wasn't like no clash, because I think the fact that the brethren wasn't in Jamaica, they was just Rasta. You know, you have a tendency to, when you're not in your stronghold, you have a tendency to unite. So the same way, when I moved to Hawaii, it was Rastas out there from everywhere. And we was like this because we the only ones. So it's like, hey, we gathered an army. You know, so we was Jamaica, Virgin Islands, Dominica, Trinidad. We had some Ethiopian Rastas from everywhere. We was like this because it ain't that many of us. So when there's not that many of you, you have a tendency to link up hard, tight. So in California, the Rasta movement in the 80s was big. So I'm talking about this because I want to get to the part about Haile Selassie. Now, I know some people say, well, why are you going so hard for Haile Selassie? This is something a lot of people don't know. I'm a black man from America. So this was their God. So you got to put this into perspective. This was black people's God in 1978, 1979, 1980 through the 80s. This was their God, right? I'm a black militant. Now, in black history in America, there's Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, stuff like that. So when the young brethren, when I went to Nyakoma and they asked me, have you heard of Haile Selassie? Because of the way I think, I became very suspicious. Because I'm thinking, why we don't know about no black king of kings. So right off the top, because I'm anti-Babylon, without knowing it right off the top, I'm like, okay, they trying to hide, bro, from us, right? So right off the top, I'm like, because here in America, two people they did not tell us nothing about, I swear to God. Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey. Listen, in the public school, when I came up, they never mentioned them two. Never. They say George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington and Harriet Tubman and all them. But they never mentioned Marcus Garvey or Haile Selassie. So when I heard about Haile Selassie, I was kind of pissed. Because I'm thinking, why young black kids don't know about a black king or king? Why? Why young black kids don't know that a black man and his wife is the emperor and empress? Why? So right there, I was suspicious. Right there, right in the door. Soon as I was suspicious, because I'm like, why they not telling us about this black king and this emperor and this empress? So I'm like, oh, they tried to hide this from me. Right? So right off the top, I was in. Right off the top. Because you understand, I was studying Egypt. I was studying Kemet. So when I started to look at Haile Selassie, and I seen the scepters, and I seen that the Jewish people was giving him all the relics and all that, I was like, okay, this is the Pharaoh. This is the last Pharaoh. I knew what I was looking at. Now this is how I was thinking. I'm thinking, okay, I'm born in Chicago, 1958. I live here in Maple Park. I'm in Chicago. I'm in Illinois. I'm in America. That's my destiny. I'm like, what? Why is he the king of kings? It's a whole bunch of people, right? People born every day. Why this particular person happened to be born at a particular time, to be at the right time, at the right place to be on that throne? That's not no coincidence. That's not no coincidence. Whether you believe in God or not, that's not a coincidence. That means that man is special. Period. Why wasn't me? Why wasn't I on the throne then? Why wasn't some of my friends on the throne? Why my daddy wasn't on the throne? Why a lot of other people wasn't there? Now, I don't know if this is true. Some people say it's true or not, but this is what they taught. They said Marcus Garvey said, look to the east, where a black king shall be crowned, for the day of redemption is near. And then Haile Selassie got crowned. Whether it's true or not, look at the circumstances. Look at the circumstances. So right then, I knew off the top, this ain't no average man. And y'all trying to hide him from me. So for me, when they said, this is a black man, and this black man is God, I was all in. Because like I said, in America, they had a white guy. And I was a revolutionary. And so you tell me a black man is God, bet that. Yes, absolutely, period. Without any apologies. I'm a G for that. Yep, sounds right to me. Sounds about right to me, okay? Now I gotta take a break and I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna break this down. Now the number one thing that they always was trying to do, they was always trying to get us to deny Haile Selassie. That's a fact. Any Rasta will tell you that was outside heavy in the 80s and in the early 90s will tell you from the late 70s on through, the main thing this system hated was us saying that that black man was God. They ain't like that. They did not like that at all. They was always trying to hate on Rasta. They never hated Haile Selassie, they hated Rasta. And they always used Haile Selassie to hate on Rasta. So that's why I'm so defensive of Haile Selassie, because it's something people use to hate us. right? Because Haile Selassie, born in the 1800s. They ain't had no problem with Haile Selassie. They had a problem with us. So to crush Rasta, they was always trying to crush the philosophy that Jah no dead. The Haile Selassie Jah, and he ain't dead. And they was working hard, always trying to prove Haile Selassie is dead, Haile Selassie is not God. But it had nothing to do with Haile Selassie. It had everything to do with trying to crush us because our beliefs was against white supremacy. Just that simple. We had an anti-white supremacy belief system, and they did not like it. They wanted to keep our people on this. And we wasn't messing with that. We was messing with this. And they had a problem with it. They had a problem with it. They was constantly trying to fight that. So that's why I don't really like brethren talking about Haile Selassie like that, because now you're working with white supremacy. This is what they wanted. So we had a thing that we always would say, Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, God Almighty, without any apologies. So now I'm not finna go back and start apologizing, talking about, no, maybe we was wrong. Nah, we was 100% right. Ain't no apologies. We not apologizing. No, we standing on that. We stand on that. A black man is God. Haile Selassie, God. Look, when we start, okay, listen. This was my first Haile Selassie pen I got from Conquering Lion on 79th Street. And I couldn't find pens. Well, I'm a entrepreneur and I'm a businessman, so I started making them. I started making them myself. I would go to the library and take all the books out of Haile Selassie and never take them back. I say, these mine. And then I would take the pictures and cut the pictures out and put them on a sheet of paper. I got His Majesty as a child with his father, and I would sell these, right? I would sell these. I'd make them myself. I'd go to the reggae show and sell them $2 a piece. If Black Uhuru was coming to town, I'd make one and say Black Uhuru. And Michael Rose and them would put them on and run out on stage. And so after the show, when I go to a reggae show, I make $1,000. This is way back in the 70s. 70s and early 70s. Early 80s, right? I had Marcus Garvey, right? I had Bob Marley. This is a picture nobody got of Bob Marley. This is a picture a friend of mine took of Bob when he got through jogging. I had Peter Tosh. Just one of the buttons I gave Peter Tosh where he called me a pirate because he couldn't believe I was out. He couldn't believe I stole his pictures out the booth and was selling. Man, I'm getting mad. I'm a young Rasta man. I'm hustling, baby. Right? I'm just showing you my history. I went and dug these out. I got a bag full of them. Okay? I'm one of the first Rasta men that put Haile Selassie on brethren's chest. Facts. And in their house. I used to put them in these. I used to have these things, these picture frames. There's 3 pictures unfolding. I would have Haile Selassie, Marcus Garvey, and Bob Marley. In those days, that was the black man power of the Trinity. See, we was trying to do a black version. So that was our black man power of the Trinity. Haile Selassie is God, motherfucking Marcus Garvey is the prophet, and Bob Marley is the prophet. And I would put them in a fold out that's still in Rasta's homes all over the place. And I would do all our sayings at that time. Lion, you can see I was making them myself. I was a shorty, I was young. Lion, Jah Rastafari, without no apology, right? Malcolm X, because I would go to the reggae shows and I would go to the reggae shows and I would go to, Black Liberation Day and Kwanzaa. So I went to all the black events. So I had to have both colors. I had to have red, gold, and green, and I had to have red, black, and green. I had the red, black, and green, and the red, gold, and green because I'm going to all the black stuff, right? And I would take these magazines and books out the library and never take them back, and take the pictures and cut out circles and put them, and then go to and get them Xerox at pay per sheet. And then I had my own button machine, and I would make buttons, and I would pin them on my apron, and I would go to concerts and stand out there and just, make $400-500. His Majesty as a child. Malcolm X. Everybody. So it was black culture. It was pushing it. And me as a black American, a black man born in America, I was pushing the line. You know what I mean? We used to go get them Xerox copied at the, not Kinko's. It probably was Kinko's. Before you could go in Kinko's. I think when they first started, we would go and I would take them and they would run them off. Then I would cut them out. I had the button press and I had the hand button press. Sometimes when I'm riding the bus to go to reggae shows, I'd be in the back of the bus still making buttons. And I had incense and buttons and body oils. This before I came back. Before I came back from Hawaii. When I came back from Hawaii, that's when I got into the T-shirts and all that, right? So I started young. This is before I went to California. So you say, stop mixing up the musical history with our history. Kojo was the director of Sabi International. Haile Selassie was never our God. All my generation of Rasta first names is Jah. Let me tell you something. I'm telling my history. What you want me to do is, you said stop mixing musical history with our history. Your history, not my history. Your history is a brethren in Jamaica that end up in New York.
Come to set the record straight now. What we're dealing with here now, I ask Pharaoh to stop mix up the music history. I once tell Pharaoh that the only people listening to him right now is his own kind. Cause that's what he can't tell nobody in the Caribbean, nobody in Africa, and especially nobody in Jamaica now listen to you. You're just a knockoff. That's what you is, a knockoff. Here it is now. The movement of the people started from in the 30s. And you just come into this movement, according to you go a stage show 79 and you run up in a some Rasta man. So prior to 1979, you start go your dread and a walk up and down at Chicago. And I pass Rasta man and I know Rasta man because every man of them crown, them head cover. So now, according to you, you're just a knockoff where you claims you making all these buttons and all these things and selling these things. But actually what you're doing is duplicate something that have been going on for a long period of time. Because Selassie Pan button, if we listen to you, you say you are the first man start that. But ask any tourist You already hear me tell you, say, we grew up on the waterfront, so the whole of my family in a craft market, the whole of my friend them family, a craft market, them also. So you no make nothing where you talk now, you no originate nothing in a Rastafari in terms of badge and button. Now, you happen to, what did I say to upset you last night? Gods, me go address the issue. What did I say to upset you? I told you that Kojo Brown was a music promoter. And that's why you come in contact with Kojo, because he was there promoting artists. By your own reasoning, you claim that once you're on Kojo, every artist keeper call him Black Hero. Name it, I call him. But you never know what Kojo role was. So what Kojo did, according to you, is feed you with some rat poison. Yeah. Because in a them time there, most vanguard already have a history where we know about people like you, Yankee like you, we know about you. Yeah, me tell you already say is a Yankee, we not listen to you. And we ever have one eye on you. Yeah, me tell you that already. Yeah. And you becomes offended, but me I tell you it again now because from all your reason last night, me realize say he's a typical Yankee. But before me go in my real reasoning to you, me tell you last night, say, Sabai International was the company that Kojo Brown represent. So let me tell you about Sabai. Yeah? Sabai International Limited is a company registered under the Company Act of the State of Jamaica with its registered office at 29 Oliver Place, Kingston, Jamaica. The shareholder and director of the company are Alvin Kojo Brown, Roy S. Faircloth, and Miss Marie Hines. The objective for which the company was established are set out in full in the company memorandum of association. Yeah? The concept lying in Babylon, the Rasta man communicating with everyone. Sabai production by Sabai in association with Mortimer Planner and a Jarway production. Yeah? I tell you already say, when Kojo come to the US, him come on a twofold program to manage artists and to make sure that the vanguard them was actually being taken care of. Now, Saba International Association with Mortimer Planner and a Jarway Production Company in a joint venture will declare and propagate the true Rastaman philosophy. It is proposed that an effort be made to approach these tasks by series of musical stage performance and our seminar and workshop. The program is structured as two separate packages: musical stage performance package 1, musical stage performance, seminar and workshop package 2. Package 1 include option poetry, music to outline the company of the Rastaman from captivity through redemption through repatriation. The musical portion of the package is designed for presentation in any local excluding night, club and bars. Package 2 is geared to educate and create a world-wide awareness of the true Rastaman philosophy and the college and university, campus, college, communities, and company at large. The program demonstrates this demonstrate the true Rastaman philosophy of life through its musical expression of Nyabingi and the progression of reggae from its first immense from the Nyabingi chant through blue beat, ska, and rocksteady to its present international status. The performance is dominated by true, not limited to the Nyabingi culture, Nyabingi, its original meaning declared death to all oppressor. In today's circumstances, the Nyabingi represent the most fundamental thinking in Rastafari. There is today no carnation of violence or attribute attached to the word. Objective and goal. The objective thinking behind the development of the presentation Lion in Babylon, Rastaman, communicating with everyone, evolve as the situation to the following consideration. The false image of the Rastaman often communicate to the world by uninformed journalists like yourself, Pharaoh, an opportunist false Rasta like yourself, Pharaoh. The lack of direct contact between the African community and the intelligence of the world, and this survival of African culture, philosophy, and history. 3. The need to expose people to the economic resource represented by the artistry and dietary of the Rastaman creation and production. 4. The need to impart to descendant of the despair the skill of the Rastaman. The need to establish an international communication channel between the Rastaman and the world. The acquisition of funds to create, develop, and maintain the outline program. Publish and distribute material on Rastafari and the true Rastaman philosophy. Launch the outline program to the world, commencing with North America. So you see when I show you say Kojo was there in the US promoting music. Because music was the main aspect of doing this. Now, Kojo never go meet a man like you and tell you what our real objective was. And I'm not going to even stay here right now on this platform and tell any of you. All I am here telling you is that, 1, I never say Haile Selassie as I God. I say Haile Selassie as I God and King. It was Babylon who, when Selassie come to Jamaica, declare Rasta, your God has come. Babylon did that. No Rasta man, no Bingy man never said them God come. No. The composition of the program consists of 3 essential components. Sabai Music International Kojo, director, organizer, and producer. That me tell you catch a fit. A, director and manager, all Sabai business. B, design and create program format for the Lion in Babylon, Rastaman communicating with everyone, production. C, coordinate and approve all musical performance. That's why you get to know Kojo. He was there coordinating, as you say, the biggest music events going on there in California. Yeah? F, revise and submit the approval, all information and agreement and all engagement. Hence, all the artists that come to California at the time, I was to plug Kojo. Edit and publish all material pertaining to Rastafari and the Lion in Babylon Rastaman communicating with everyone program. Kojo, the director of Sabai, is a cultural spiritual advisor within the Rastaman culture. He's an organizer and he organized and produced many of the project, uplifting, projecting and maintaining of the true Rastaman philosophy. Kojo is also an historian, a minister of the pen, a master of the pen. As an editor, he has demonstrated skill as managing editor for the survival music publication in Jamaica. Kojo is one of the forerunner of the Rastaman movement within the United States of America. He is a strong advocate for the establishment of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in the Western Hemisphere. He was a strong force behind the uprising of reggae music and has influenced the music of Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff. Two of Jamaica's most aspiring musicians, Kojo's mission is to propagate Rastology. As you rightfully say, Kojo was there promoting reggae music, and he was a strong advocate of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. In other words, he was an Orthodox member. Therefore, he was not of the opinion that Haile Selassie was his God. So stop perpetuate this foolishness. Haile Selassie was I and I king, not I and I God. So all who know in them feelings when them hear me speak this now, stay on the feelings, because the truth is prevailing. Now, the second prong, Mortimer Planner, historian and philosopher and teacher. A, supply historical material for the contents of the Lion in Babylon Rastaman communicating with everyone program. B, coordinate all material at seminars and workshops pertaining to Rastafari, the true Rastaman philosophy. C, orate all material for presentation as seminar. D, utilize its source of reference and library of knowledge for published material on Rastafari and Rastology. Planner is one of the forerunner of the current Rastafarian fundamental thinking in Jamaica. As official ambassador, he has traveled in over 27 African states and officially Rastafari business. A renowned student and follower of Rastafari, His Imperial Majesty requested his attendance and service as personal escort from the plane on his arrival in Jamaica. Planner is a foremost force in the creation of the message music generating from Jamaica. He worked with various musicians and was Bob Marley cultural trainer in Rastafari reality. As a long-standing coordinator of various Jamaican cultural affairs, planner, direct, and produce many of the African events in Jamaica. He has worked on many documentary and film explaining and projecting Rastology. Now, nowhere in this have you hear that Haile Selassie is our God or anything to where you know a perpetrate. Because what you are perpetrating is a fraud upon the people. And I tell the people them that cudgel after it's like me tell you say stop perpetrate these things because we know different. Real Rasta know different. We know different because we know Rasta have been through its stage. Right? You never been through no stage with Rasta. Rasta had been through the beard man stage, which is the generation before I. Then when Rasta threw away the Bible after the new name Jah, hence all my any man we name here Jah will be an elder today. Any man you name, you hear name Jah. Because every dispensation, things change. So, like the 5%, they are God. Rasta declare themselves God upon earth. Hence, every one of us name is Jah. Any Rasta man, elder Rasta man, where you see, we name Jah. Where them name Jah D, Jah B, JahBunny, Jah C, Jah Carl. Have a conversation with him and hear what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you say him is God. Him not tell you say Haile Selassie is God. Any man will say carry the name Jah. And all I was trying to tell you is stop, mix the music history with Rastafari history. Now, make you have some more say because I'm going to say now, 1 minute you call me a brother, and the next minute you're gone in a tantrum like a little 5-year-old. So run off your mouth now.
Your history, not my history. You was in prison when we was outside, with all due respect. So you don't know what the fuck was going on. You wasn't outside, bro. You was locked up. You wasn't outside. You was in New York, locked up. So you don't know Rasta history outside. All you know is what happened way back in Jamaica. But the fact of the matter is, reggae music spread into culture, whether you like it or not. And your father wrote Santa Masagana and some of Bob Marley's songs. So how you gonna say don't mix the music up when your daddy wrote the music? Your daddy wrote the music. And Kojo name is in the music. Black Hero say, and Aya Bingi Kojo is coming over the hill. They mixed it together. Black Hero mixed it together. Whatever you talking about, that culture you talking about, that never existed up here, bro. You talking about some stuff way back in Jamaica. That never transpired around the world. It died down there.
Pharaoh, you're such a ignorant. It just show what you is. Listen to yourself. How Rasta die in Jamaica. When he's in Chicago, you find Rasta. Are you listening to yourself? I just explained to you, say Kojo was in the US spreading the culture. That's what Kojo was there doing. When you meet Kojo, Kojo is on a mission. Kojo is on a mission making sure, say, the vanguard is all right, the musician them is all right. No, you attack pan a pint now like me just come America and just walk in our cell. Do you know when I come to America, Pharaoh? Do you know what my purpose was on the ground in America? The mystery is the mystery and the man is just the man, Pharaoh. So now you are going like you are me, come tell you what my works was in America. Well, you can go here, you can go and wait, but me that tell you something different. You know, bright? There's a thing called freedom of information requests. So you should know who to file it with in order to find out what you want to find out about JahBunny, what my works was, what me get arrested for, what me went to prison for. Because all of these things is no secret. It's not my place to come and speak on these things on my platform. And the next thing you know too, all my brethren them when my name is Vanguard where die in the field. Die in the field. Yeah. So I'm not there attack loosely. All I'm here showing you is to correct the misinformation. Because here it is now, you have so much to say about Kojo, and you never ever know what Kojo Front was. All of us travel on a program. Every one of us travel on a program. So, keep speaking.
JahBunny, what y'all was doing, that shit never came up here, bruh. That never left Jamaica. When you talk about Rasta international culture, internationally, you got to talk about reggae. What y'all did...
Again, Pharaoh. You just... I don't want to call you... I left you to call me all the fool and ignorant. But listen again. How the culture move? How culture move? Is people move with culture, Pharaoh. We are the ones that take Rasta couldn't move without we. We is who move. Yeah. That's why people know say we are Rasta. Cause them see we. And when them see we, them know we. Cause them see we, them identify we. Yeah. So, you are watch few little stage show. That's what you was watching. Because there was nothing else for you to see. So, I say speak for yourself. Nobody not try to tell you your history in Chicago. But don't come tell me when me left for Jamaica. Because I not left nothing down there. Everything when I move with me. The man is just the man. But you know something? You I run up your mouth too long. So I'm going to make one of my good black brother where know what him supposed to know more than you come tell you something now. Marpenze, come tell Pharaoh something there for me.
Good morning, man. What's going on, JahB? I'm pretty sure by now you've seen your response. You've seen your brethren from Chicago make this whole piece and stuff like that on you know what I'm saying, on you and on me also. You know what I'm saying? Say all kind of fucked up things about me too. But you've done this to me before, you know what I'm saying? Because I commented on one of some. He had a show on. This was a few months back. He had a show on talking about
Yeah, I remember.
President Obama or something like that. So I commented on it. I said, I said Obama is not black. Obama is not a black American. So from just me saying that, he went on to this whole rant talking about fuck your mama and all this. I mean, all of this is just some old disrespectful shit, man. Some whole disrespectful out of this world type shit over some shit like over something simple as that. Or me saying what the reality is. Obama is not no black American. Obama is a fucking product of a white woman having sex with an African and he placing this nigga amongst black people and acting like he's one of us. He's not one of us. No matter what you try to, I mean, no matter what, how emotion. I mean, this is what this dude got this whole Chicago shit and black people reality all fucked up. The world don't revolve around no fucking Chicago, old man. Understand that the world don't revolve around Chicago. And the reason why he on this Obama trip because Obama started his political career from Chicago, and by you being born or in Chicago and living there, that means you got some kind of automatic solidarity or allegiance with Obama. Obama don't give a fuck about no you nigga. I mean, this is my thing with this old guy from Chicago. I mean, I'm 51 years old. You know, so I went amongst Rastas at 19, because I turned 21 in Jamaica. I was there in Jamaica at 20, 21, 20, you know what I'm saying, 19, 20, 21, 20, things like that. This man never been to Jamaica before. I mean, and it's kind of crazy that you're sitting back and telling somebody what Rasta is and what Rasta isn't, and you get every information you get from a third party or a fourth party or even a sixth party source. I've been to Bingy, okay? I've sat down or stood up and had a moments like that, okay? I met Bungo Daniel. I mean, flick fire on the drums and all that, man. So I'm saying I've been to Bingy. I've been to 21 Night Bingy. I've been to Bingy and seeing people drop out and all that stuff like that. So this idea, you think that somebody like my mind ain't free. My mind is free. I can ask any question I want to ask. As simple as that. And this idea that somebody like you can't defend a dead person. As simple as that. You can't defend a dead person. A dead person don't got no feelings, so you defending your feelings. You ain't defending no Haile Selassie. You are defending your feelings and defending your own self to make the way you live make sense. You're not defending no king, and no king never asked you to do that. Ain't no king never asked you to turn him into no deity. Ain't no king never asked you to turn him into no God. Ain't no king never asked you to praise him as no God. And asking a simple question is not having no disrespect for Rastafari or Haile Selassie. I mean, and the thing with you, Mr. Pharaoh, is that you come from a suburban upbringing background. You come from a suburban upbringing background. You come from a place where your mother and father put you in private schools. You worried about somebody disrespecting Haile Selassie. You should be worried about that, about yourself. The way you disrespected your own parents. You changed the name that your mother and father gave you. You turned the way they raised you and went totally against that. And on top of that, what do you have right now? How did you get more? What do you have more right now than your mother and father have? Probably nothing. Your mother and father owned the house, and probably had pension money. You ain't got none of that. But I'm saying, but you went against all of their wishes, went against everything they taught you to follow Jamaicans and reggae music and shit like that. But you got the nerve to come in here and talk about somebody disrespecting Haile Selassie. You need to show your mama and your father some fucking more respect. That's the most disrespectful thing you can do as a person, as a man, to change the name your mother and father gave you. Put you into a school and you say, fuck that, I'm gonna follow some poor people from the Caribbean. And come on, man. You ain't no sufferer, okay? You ain't never missed a meal a day in your fucking life. You ain't never been hungry a day in your goddamn life. You ain't never been naked or homeless a day in your fucking life. You're not no... And I'm not saying every Rasta had to go to no trouble or no trial like that, but I'm saying you're not on no level of no roster like that. You ain't no revolutionary. You a fucking guy who's a vegetarian who played in reggae bands. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, it's as simple as that. You ain't no different than goddamn Cat Core or goddamn anybody else in one of these fucking reggae bands. You're no different. So stop trying to play this old revolutionary bad guy stuff when you're not none of that stuff like that. You are a reggae Farian, a reggae guy with locks who's a vegetarian. That did nothing to move no black needle. That did nothing to move no black people. So when you missed my whole entire point. My whole entire point was that when I'm talking about the animals and nature, meaning that you niggas who think that all you gotta do is eat this and eat that, then the whole world is gonna come, the whole world will change and the world gonna get nice and treat black people right. That's bullshit. Because right now, at this point right now, you got more semblance and more connection to a white vegetarian, to a white person who eat the way you do. You don't have the connection of black people. You fuck with black niggas. You try to tell yourself, you try to fuck with black niggas when you play a little fake ass gangster shit in Chicago. I mean, you call Bunny this person right here, but then you pick up motherfuckers like King Von and all other motherfucking murderers in Chicago. But you ain't no murderer, but I'm saying, but you put them on you are covering the YSL trial on your fucking platform. Like you are a fucking teenager or some shit. What side of justice are you on? So it's okay for certain niggas in Chicago to kill each other, but then when somebody else do it, where are you at? That's what I'm trying to say. What the fuck fence? Where are you standing at? What are you standing on? What are you standing on? You a gangster one goddamn minute. You a Rasta the next fucking minute. You a Bible person the next minute. You a Jesus person the next minute. You a person who believes in magic the next minute. And talking to what you are. You sitting that goddamn platform getting money to somebody here, you run your mouth, and you talking to a bunch of who? The people who you are talking to on that platform is who? Are they Rasta? Are they a part of anything else besides being a fucking vegetarian? Like that mean, I don't understand what, that's your personal fucking business. That's your personal fucking business what the fuck you eat. That's your personal business. None of that stuff like that affected any fucking change for black people. And I say it again, the motherfucking black people today like you are more closer to white motherfuckers in these fucking they go to co-ops and go to goddamn health food stores and talk about motherfucking ginkgo biloba and all this other crazy shit. That's the kind of mind, that's what you're in. You into that stuff like that. That has nothing to do with no black revolution at all. Of course, I take care of my health. I don't eat any goddamn thing. I never ate pork in my life, motherfucker. You have, though. You was raised on this shit. I wasn't. I didn't have to change my name either. I was born with my fucking name. I had to go change my name, okay? So you guys shit really fucking twisted. got this idea that somehow you are some kind of revolutionary, that you the only motherfucking person standing on something out of the whole goddamn Chicago area, out of the whole state of Illinois, out of the whole country, and nobody even fucking know you. You don't like Marcus Garvey because one guy from Jamaica came and met you, and you follow this one goddamn dude, and back like this dude's Kojo is some kind of fucking god. He's a one fucking person. Broaden your horizon. Get a fucking view, get a view, an aspect of a whole thing before you make an opinion on something. You never went to Jamaica for like Bingy. You never went to no Troll Tribe. You never went to no Bubble Shop. You never hung around other Rasta. I'm saying you hung around reggae musicians and actually thought that you was getting somebody like, man, come on, dude. Come on, man. How could you not go to a place where the thing started at and try to get a better understanding from something than stand on the outside of something and try to think on the outside? From the outside, you're saying how everything's supposed to be and what Rasta is and what Rasta ain't. And you make this whole silly-ass argument about you ain't had no camp to go to or you ain't had this to go to. So why the fuck do you think you had to be a Rasta? What made you think that, okay, why you couldn't just let Jamaicans do what they were and let them have anything for themselves? That's how you really felt like there was no place for no black American inside of Rasta, but it's not like you had to have a place in Rasta. That's my whole point. My point is that you acting like somebody had to let you into their goddamn thing like that. You want this emotional kick about Bob Marley, but ain't nobody trying to hate on no damn Bob Marley, man. Anybody hating on Bob Marley? And it's the same thing like Barack Obama. It's the same thing, same situation. These people are not black people, and that's the part you want. That's what got your panties up in the twisted. That's what got you all fucked up. Because you don't want to understand that Bob Marley wasn't no fucking black person. Neither is Barack Obama. They ain't no fucking blacks. They're fucking hybrids. The fuck out of here. So they want to make somebody into something that they're not. They're not one of us. It's as simple as that. You can sing the stories about it. You can tell our story, but that don't mean you're part of the goddamn story. Bob Marley told our stories. He wasn't a part of the story. What 400 years of slavery he went through? What slave ship was he on? I mean, he's his father's seed. A white man. So somebody singing my story don't mean he's not, man. I want you because this new life is out there for the whole world to go look on. What discrimination? What discrimination Bob Marley went through? What racism did Bob Marley go through? Man, get out of here with that bullshit, man. Trying to make this emotional goddamn plea like everybody's got to be. Man, it's as simple as that. And you got a point, I'm saying, you don't, nobody can talk back to this dude either. That's another thing about his platform. You can't say nothing back to him. You can sit there and say everything you want back to you. He turned his goddamn comments off because he can't stand the fucking heat. He can't stand fire being fired back at his ass. He turned his comments off and they run his fucking mouth to God knows who. Talking some more crazy ass gangster shit like that you're going to hurt somebody for opening their mouth. You out of your fucking mind. Out of your fucking mind. You got a whole lot of motherfucking white folks right where you live at. Go fuck with them, motherfucker.
Yeah, go fuck with them.
It ain't no new faculty of thinking. It's the same faculty of fucking common sense. It's the same faculty of common sense. The faculty of common sense meaning that a king in Ethiopia who's been part of a king family for the last, no matter how, thousands of years, has nothing to do with no black American or no black Jamaican at all. Yes, you can say as far as heritage and all that stuff like that. That man being a lion or a king of kings and lords of lords didn't stop your slave or slave after being goddamn slaves. The king of kings didn't stop the slaves of slaves. In the slavery of slavery. So I don't come to me with that bullshit, with this emotional shit where y'all turn this goddamn man into a story that you read out of the goddamn Bible. I'm going to put all that stuff into the same basket and act like they ain't doing that, though. Bob Marley would have lived, Bob Marley would have been in a fucking mental hospital some goddamn where. If he'd have kept on living. So the things he was talking about was straight psychotic, schizophrenic nonsense. Bob Marley actually believed that Rastafari was Jesus Christ in the flesh and was actually his father. And then one day there's gonna be this big war when they're all. These are the things that people want to act like that wasn't put out there like that. These were the things that were put out there in creation. That kind of nonsense, that kind of fucking little children, man. That kind of talk. That's the reality. That's the reality. And could you actually think Bob Marley had a plan? Did you actually think that? You actually think these reggae singers got a fucking actual plan? They say when they come off goddamn stage on my finish thinking this song, this is what's gonna happen now. That's what I'm saying. You caught up in that emotional bullshit. Caught up in emotional bullshit. Bob Marley and people like him need the whole world to die and the whole world to end so his shit can make sense. And it's, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I see the whole full picture. I don't know what people even gonna close your eyes and act like you don't see that stuff like that. Man, when I was singing about himself, everything, all about himself. From you running away to motherfucking natural mixture going through the air, all those songs are about himself. Simple as that. Ain't nothing. Ain't no special. Everybody on this plan, we all gonna have to do our Bob Marley day one day. We gonna all have to do our Haile Selassie day one day. That's a fact. So I don't have to get caught up in no emotions about no dead person. You like you defending a dead man, and then you defending him. Get out of that bullshit. When I'm saying nobody want to deal with the regular real stuff. The real reality is that Haile Selassie would not have even allow one of his daughters to even fucking marry no fucking Nigerian, no Jamaican, no Black American, none of that shit like that. So how do you act like if I say that motherfucking Barack Obama ain't black and Bob Marley ain't black, Selassie would agree with me? Because none of you motherfuckers will be able to go and have no fucking babies with any of his children. Because he don't mix with niggers. That family don't mix with niggers. Yeah, don't get it right. You don't get all emotional and shit like that. Talk about that. That family don't fuck with niggers. You ain't gonna find no black Nigerian or no Jamaican or no Black American nowhere in Selassie family. On act like somebody doing something so wrong. Bob Marley ain't got no goddamn black person. Not even Barack Obama. They were fucking black. Right, and you can't make them be somebody who the fuck they ain't. You can't make yourself be somebody that you're not. You ain't no Ethiopian. You're African from other part of Africa. Ain't none of y'all niggas part of the Haile Selassie bloodline. They understand that. That's why they marry each other to keep their blood the same goddamn way. That's why ain't no niggas in their bloodline. Y'all doing the same goddamn thing for Rod, the same shit. Making somebody who don't look like you more powerful than you. As always, the same goddamn story is dressed this shit up and drug this shit out to come back to the same goddamn thing. The same fucking self-hatred that's always been going on with black people since we came to this Western goddamn world. It's the same goddamn thing dressed the fuck up. Like y'all praising this motherfucker who look like a Saudi Arabian and want to call this motherfucker and then want to act like you don't see that. Come on, man. Look at King Saud. All of them, they all are cousins. They are cousins. And your black asses in Jamaican and America poor as hell. And they still rich. Because nobody want to get back to the point and just say this regular stuff. Like when and where in history did somebody come out of the clouds or out of the ground or out of the sea and say, okay, what's going to happen right here on earth right now is that this family right here is going to be born. And from this day forward, this family going to have all the power over the world. When the fuck did that start? When did that start? But you see today that you got a king guy called King Charles in London. But you know how that started, though. From brutality, from rape, from murder, from thievery. So how do you think the other king line got started? With just handing out flowers and being nice and handing out honey and say, oh, how it got started? So you follow me, that's what I'm saying. Y'all breaking y'all fucking neck to be a part of somebody else's goddamn story. That had nothing to do with no fucking niggas. Nothing to do with niggas at all. The same with like the Ottoman Empire. The King Saud, the Saud family is what made Saudi Arabia. The Saud family. So I'm not a part of that fucking line either. So what? The same way I'm not a part of Haile Selassie line. That's reality. That's reality. Not only that, but saying how you defending this man more than his own children are. Where is Selassie children's? What are they doing? What is his grandkids doing? They all live here. They all live here. Yeah, Mr. Pharaoh, man, you need to get your shit together. You need to check your shit, man. I don't understand. I ain't no fucking fool, okay? I'm not no fucking fool. And I'm asking you the same goddamn question. Where's Rastafari at right now? Where's Haile Selassie at right now? Where's your Jesus at right now? Where did he go when he got killed? And when he got killed, they came back and went, where the fuck is he at right now? Play this old fucking word, goddamn salad, and go all and got that circle. When you believe that same dumb shit your mama and your grandmother believe. You believe that Jesus was a guy who died for your goddamn sins, and now Rastafari is the one who came back. You still in the same goddamn lunatic boat also, playing in goddamn circles. You still talking about some goddamn God and Jesus in the Bible. What was God a wife at? I see a lot of your dumb shit on that goddamn page. A lot of your dumb shit. You was an old head stuck in that old way of goddamn thinking. You need a new faculty of goddamn thinking. You do. You really do. You're so afraid to throw the fucking Bible away. Throw the Bible away the way you threw your mother and father's name away. Throw that shit away the same goddamn way. You can't do that. You can't. You hurt your own mother and father's feelings. Talking about somebody who got that Rasta feeling because man said it is true. Rastafari ain't no goddamn God Almighty, ain't no creator of no trees or nothing. That ain't gonna hurt somebody goddamn feelings. You hurt your own mother and father feeling by changing your goddamn name and dropping out of the fucking school that they worked hard to send your ass to. That's some fucking nerve, dude. You a mystic from your own goddamn family. You a mystic from your own fucking family. I'm trying to talk about somebody else. You hurt your own mother and father. You ain't no defending nothing. You gonna defend a dead man.
Well, Bob Marley spread his reggae over the world, not y'all. Y'all didn't spread nothing, bruh. JahBunny, y'all didn't spread nothing. Whatever you was talking about, it died in the water. Nobody knew none of that shit, bruh. Nobody knew none of that. Nobody knew none of that, JahBunny. Nobody. That stuff you talk about died in Jamaica and died when you was in prison. You said yourself you came out of prison and everything was different. Exactly. And what you did was so powerful, why I ain't never heard of it? I ain't never heard of it. Why Kojo didn't tell me about it? I lived with Kojo. Kojo never mentioned none of that. Kojo was at all the reggae shows. Kojo was at the Black Youth show. Kojo was at the Peter Tosh show. Kojo was at the Jimmy Cliff show. Listen, no, he did not. No, he did not. No. Kojo didn't take nothing nowhere. Kojo was just another Rasta in L.A. That's a fact. By the time you get to 1982, 83, reggae ran everything. Reggae ran everything. Kojo was just another Rasta. That's all he was. He wasn't in L.A. with no thousands of brothers sitting around listening to him. Nah, I was sitting there listening to him. But he wasn't like what you think. Nah. What you teaching happened in Jamaica, but it never left Jamaica. That's why I keep trying to tell you, JahBunny. What you teaching these people never left Jamaica. It never left Jamaica. By the time you get to 80, 81, 82, reggae and Rasta was one, bro. You could say whatever you want to say. For Black Americans, without Bob Marley, we wouldn't know nothing. Bob Marley, who's what we got comfort in. See, the problem with JahBunny and me is JahBunny was in Jamaica where he was around a lot of Rastas. He can't think for us. He got no compassion for us. We way in Babylon in the cold. So how we gonna learn about Rasta? Wasn't no Kojo in Chicago. So the only way I could be around any Rasta when I'm in my room, I got to put on the Bob Marley album. That's the only Rasta I got. JahBunny could go outside in Jamaica and he could walk around a bunch of Rastas and shit. But I'm in Chicago, bruh. I can't go outside. I'm not in Beckerwell. I'm in Chicago. So the only information I got is on the album. That's a fact. Hold on. Bro, you just talking. You don't know what you're talking about. Without these albums, I wouldn't have made it. That's a fact. That's a fact. Without these albums, here alone in Chicago with dreadlocks, with nobody don't know what I'm doing, without this, the only comfort I had. You wasn't in Chicago with me, JahBunny. Where was you? You wasn't here, Bridget. So for us up here in Babylon in the cold, we not in Jamaica, bro. So the only way we can learn anything, we gotta listen to the music. There ain't no Rasta camps up here, bro. That's the part you don't get. JahBunny, that's the part you the one don't understand. You the one out of touch. Now,
Yes, you don't understand because it wasn't published for people like you. We were underground because we knew who to trust and who wasn't to trust. And today, you are proving now that you are not trustworthy. From now on, my new name for you is Divorce. Yeah. Because, let me show you something, Pharaoh. The reason why you never know about us, because we were already had full knowledge of what Divorce did to Marcus Garvey. See? So we wasn't going to come and make the same mistake. What I want you to know is that in 1916, Marcus Garvey leave Jamaica for the US. So you see how long we have been around. You hear me say we have been around. See how long? January 15, 1923. W.E. Du Bois draft a letter to the U.S. Attorney General about Garvey activity. And he got 8 Yankee to sign that letter. What is ironic, Pharaoh, is that him get 7 nigger from New York to sign it and 1 nigger from Chicago. I wonder who was that. So now you know why when we came, why we keep our thing tight and not make people like you come in. And that's why Kojo would have feed you with some rat poison. Because I'm never going to tell you the secret. I'm never going to tell you the business. You see how the thing said, because it's the music and you like it, then you run for like, just like a lot of your little friend them now where I rally with you. But, like me say, this is just a short thing, because I just don't want my brother Marpenze to get where I want to get to you. And I just don't want to make you know why you wasn't privileged to what me just established to you just now. And you have to know that this is a generational trad. every one of our youth them way put foot on the soil is very mindful who them interact with, because them have what you did to Garvey as our guidance, that you're not to be trusted. So you can go on and think that this is something that people like you are going direct. I tell you already that we are not listening to people like you.
Yeah, but yeah, to me I said to you, man, let's focus on the eye, man. The eye 70, the eye back good, you know. 17, 3 score and 10 you back, you know, my brother. Saying, focus on yourself. Yeah, focus on your youth, them. Focus on your grandpa. You probably could have a great grandpa. There's a time when you're off on journey, man, don't waste your breath. Save your breath for when you get older. Use it and cool your porridge, JahBunny. Take it from a younger soldier, a younger vanguard. Yeah, just save your breath for when you're older. Yeah, when you need the strength. Don't waste it on blackboard, man, because them comes and shake, you know. JahBunny. It is me I say you can't take a pig out of a pig pen, you know. Dust him off them, I go right back, because no farmer man will own order must have them type of thinking there towards him fellow vanguard. If we answer me, I say one, if we in this for one accord, we're supposed to can put the differences aside, our feelings. Too much feelings, man. I can't have too much feelings. I don't know the eye still, you know. Big man thinking, I don't know him, you know. But the man, look like a mother alone raised him, man. The man have too much feelings, man, up in him feelings, brother. See, just focus on yourself, Jabby, man. Talk your story, the platform want to hear. Allow them, make them drown in them sorrow. Yeah, see, anyway, listen myself, man, and just go on.